You think you're the soft ones. Modern life made you weak. Your ancestors were tougher, colder, harder than you'll ever be. So picture a village 40,000 years ago. Night, frost on the ground. One man can't stand up. He's sick. He can't hunt. He can't work. He can't even feed himself. You already know how this ends. They leave him in the cold, except that's not what happened. And the truth quietly breaks everything you assume about being human. Because that man lived. For years. Someone fed him. Someone carried him. Someone chose him, again and again, when it cost them to do it. This is the story of what your kind does when one of you breaks. And by the end, you'll see you've been part of it your whole life. So let's go back, way back, before the villages even existed. Picture your world with nothing in it. No stores, no medicine, no spare food. You eat what the group finds today, or you don't eat. Now, someone falls ill, and nobody knows why. You don't know what a germ is. Sickness looks like a curse, a punishment. Bad luck from the dark. All you can see is this. That person can't work. That person still needs feeding. And whatever they've got might spread to you. So a sick body becomes 3 problems at once. A mouth that keeps eating, hands that can't help, and a danger you can't understand. One sick person could sink the whole group, including you. So your ancestors had a choice. Save them or sacrifice them. And here's the strange part. We don't have to guess what they picked, because the answer is written in their bones. Bones don't lie. A body that dies fast leaves no trace of care, but a body that survives, that heals, it records every single year that someone kept it alive. So follow the clues back, as far back as they go, because the oldest one shouldn't exist at all. In the country of Georgia, in the dirt, a skull turned up, nearly 1.8 million years old. It belonged to one of your earliest ancestors, and it had almost no teeth. The empty sockets had healed shut. That means he lost those teeth years before he died. Sit with that. Almost 2 million years ago, predators in every shadow, and a human who couldn't chew lived. Somebody found him soft food. Somebody maybe chewed it first, then handed it over. Every day. For years. That's not survival of the fittest. That's the exact opposite. And it's the first time in the whole human record that we see it. The thing you'd call love. Now come forward in time. A cave in northern Iraq, 45,000 years ago. A Neanderthal man. The one from the start of this story. One arm gone, one eye blind, half deaf. His bones snapped and healed over more than once. He couldn't have lasted a week alone. He lived for decades. And here's the part that gets me. You've been taught Neanderthals were brutes. Cavemen, grunting savages. They were running a hospital with no word for hospital. 50,000 years before you were born. Someone saved his spot by the fire, night after night. That's the whole story of your species, hiding in one small act. But the case that'll stay with you is much closer to now. 7,000 years ago, Florida. Warm water, still air. A boy, around 15 years old. He was born with spina bifida. His spine never closed right, so his legs never worked. He never walked, not one step, not in his entire life. And he made it to 15, which means someone carried him, fed him, washed him, guarded him for over a decade. When he finally died, they didn't leave him behind. They laid him in the sacred water with everyone else. A boy who never stood got the exact same goodbye as a hunter, as a chief. You come from people who did that. Hold on to that feeling, because the story is about to turn on you, because your ancestors didn't just carry the sick, they fought to heal them. A man froze in the Alps a little over 5,000 years ago. We call him Ötzi. His gut was crawling with parasites, worms, and in his pouch, a very specific fungus, one we now know kills those exact worms. He was carrying medicine, a prescription, 5,000 years old. Nobody wrote it down for him. He just knew. And that knowledge was already ancient when he died. So that's the answer, right? You come from people who cared, who healed. Beautiful, but that's only half of you. Because caring has a breaking point. And that point has a name: contagion. When a sickness starts jumping from body to body, something inside you flips. The same love that carried the dying man turns into the fear that drives him out. For most of human history, the cure for a spreading disease was cold and simple. Remove the sick. People with leprosy were called unclean, pushed out, sent to live at the edge of the world, sometimes for the rest of their lives. It sounds monstrous. But look closer, it's the same instinct as the caring, keep the group alive. And one day, that instinct hardened into a rule you still obey right now. The year is 1377. The Black Death has already killed tens of millions. A harbor city, Ragusa, today's Dubrovnik, makes a new law. Ships from plague lands can't come ashore, not yet. First, they wait, alone on a bare island, to prove they aren't carrying death. At first, the wait was 30 days. Then they stretched it to 40. And the old words for 40 days? Quaranta giorni. That's it. That is where your word, quarantine, was born. Now think about the last few years. Staying home, keeping your distance, watching the door. You were obeying a 650-year-old law, running an instinct far older than that. The same freezing math as a prehistoric village, deciding who stays by the fire and who gets sent into the dark. So what did ancient villages really do when one person got sick? Both. They always did both. They carried the ones they could save, and they shut out the sickness they couldn't. Mercy and fear. Two answers to one question you've never had to ask out loud. Will this cost us everyone? And the villages that lasted long enough to become you, they learned to hold both at once. Lean too far into fear, and you turn on your own. You lose what makes you human. Lean too far into mercy, and one fever wipes your whole line off the earth. You are alive right now because your ancestors walked that razor's edge, all of them, for 2 million years. So remember the man with one arm. He wasn't a burden they put up with. He was proof of the oldest thing you carry inside you. Caring for the sick isn't modern, it isn't new, it isn't soft. It's older than farming, older than writing, older than the wheel. It might be the very first technology your species ever built. So the next time you're sick and someone brings you soup, or a stranger in scrubs sits quietly at your bed, you're not just being looked after, you're holding a favor almost 2 million years in the making. And one day, when someone you love breaks, you'll feel the pull to carry them too. That pull is the oldest part of you, older than your name, older than your language. Try not to look away. If this changed how you see your own kind, I've got one more waiting for you. It's about why your brain treats comfort itself as a trap, the other half of how you were built to survive. Watch that one next. And if you want a new question like this, every single week, subscribe. The fire's still burning. Come sit with us.